Hola, ¿cómo estás? My name is Mr. Higgins, and I will be your middle school Spanish teacher at VLACS. The purpose of this video is to help you have a successful first week of VLACS Middle School Spanish. We just did our welcome call, and we will do a 1 week follow-up call 1 week from the welcome call. If you have not scheduled the 1 week follow-up call with me, then please do that right away. Before that 1 week follow-up call, I want you to complete 3 assignments. This will help you get a good start in the class. It will help you feel confident and you won't feel overwhelmed. So let's get started. As you can see, I am on the course page for middle school Spanish. I also teach Chinese at VLACS, so don't be distracted by that. You are in the right place. So, what I would like you to do over the next week is complete 3 assignments before we do our 1 week follow-up call. I'm going to show you right now how to do that. As you can see, I have scrolled down to Module 1. The course has 4 modules. This is Module 1. The remaining modules are down below. You are going to start by coming down here to where it says Module 1. You will notice that Module 1 is divided into 2 sections. Lessons at the top, assessments below. Lessons is where you do the learning up here. Assessment is where you come to submit assignments, take quizzes, and take exams after you have studied up here. What I want you to do before our phone call next week is to do the 1.00 voice assignment, the 1.03 voice assignment, and the 1.03 vocabulary quiz. I recommend that you do these 3 assignments in 3 separate visits to VLACS. Now, you can do them all in one day, but that's quite a bit of work and you may feel overwhelmed. I suggest that you do the first assignment today or tomorrow, and then a couple days later come back, go through the course material and do the second assignment, and then maybe a couple days after that, come back and do the third assignment. All this before we do our 1 week follow-up call. Of course, before you do assignments, you have to do the learning, and the learning takes place right up here where it says lessons. So let's jump in and take a look. I'm going to click here on Bienvenidos, and the course will pop up in another window. As you can see, the name of this page is Bienvenidos, and sure enough, here we are at Bienvenidos. Your first assignment that I want you to do is going to be on this page, 1.00 Las Preparaciones. So what you're going to need to do first is read through all of these pages. Right? You can click here, Bienvenidos, to come in, and then at the bottom there's a back arrow and a forward arrow. So you'll want to read this information and then click the forward arrow key. And you'll notice it now brings us to the trip preparations page. You'll see that you can also access the trip preparations page directly from here, from the menu, or you can get it from the back and forward button. These pages have some important information, so you'll want to read this very carefully and take notes. For example, it tells you how to have proper pacing. You should be doing a traditional pace in this class, which means you'll be completed with the class in 32 weeks. That means if you start in September, you'll be done with the class in May or June of next year before summer starts. Down below that, it shows you how to name the files. For each assignment, you'll create a word processing file and you'll have to name that file. It tells you how to name it right here, and so on. You want to click through to the next page, Travel Guide. You'll see that you can also access Travel Guide here. You'll want to read the information closely. It tells you how the course is laid out and the concept of the course. Click to the next page, description of backpack tools. You'll see you can also access that from this menu, description of backpack tools. And finally, you'll come to 1.00 Las Preparaciones. And on this page, there's an assignment. And you'll see you can also access this page from right here, 1.00 Las Preparaciones. Okay, when you come to here, the assignment is that you record yourself answering these questions or talking about these topics here, and then submit it. And then once you do this, you can take a break and then come back in a couple days and continue. Now, let me explain about doing voice assignments. You'll see here that in the course area, wherever you see directions for a voice assignment, it's going to tell you to go to the course information area and then read and click on this link, voice activity directions, to get the directions for how to do the voice activity. There is no directions there anymore. They were taken away. So really you need to ignore this part right here. I am going to show you right now how to do the voice activities. So you can just ignore this here. What you do want to pay attention to is the directions for the specific voice activity. So for this one, it says, please introduce yourself by telling your instructor the following: your name, your grade, your hobbies or interests, and your reason for taking this class. Okay? And then down here, it just repeats. It's an assignment, and you have to turn in the voice activity. Okay? So how do you do that? I'm going to show you. Whenever you're in the course and you come to a voice assignment, right, you need to come back to the main course page. So right here, this is the pop-up window of the lesson pages that I just brought you through. You need to come back to this main page here. This is the page that has my picture on it. Okay, this is where we entered the lesson material. You're going to want to come down here to the assessment section, and sure enough, here is the voice activity that was mentioned in the course material. Assignment 1.00 voice activity. And sure enough, right here, you see 1.00 voice activity. You actually see it twice, and I'm going to explain that in just a moment. Whenever you do a voice activity, there are two things you have to do. So the first thing is get the directions. So the directions are here. You're going to tell me your name and these other pieces of information. You're going to prepare first. So you might want to open up a new Word document, or you might want to get a piece of paper and pencil out and write down and outline what you want to say. Or you can type out exactly word for word what you want to say and read from it. Right? Then when you're ready to go, you come here to where it says 1.00 voice activity, and there's a blue globe next to it. Click on that, and this new window should open up. If a window does not open up for you just like this, then you need to contact me immediately. If I don't respond in an hour and it's still before 4:30 of the workday, then you need to contact VLACS technical support immediately and tell them that VoiceThread is not working on your computer. VoiceThread is not working on your computer. Okay, so let me just back up and I'll show you exactly again what I did. So I came to the main course page. I came to the voice activity that I need to do. It has the blue globe next to it. I clicked on that. This window opened up. This little, you may have a window that opens here. Just click this close button. It may start playing a recording that's already here. If it does, just click pause right there. And then you'll notice that the directions are repeated here. These are the same directions that you saw in the course area here. Okay, this helps you, this reassures you that you're in the right place. Then when you're ready to record, you come down and click on comment. There are two ways to record. You can click record if you're going to record from your computer. You can click here and input your phone number if you want to record using your telephone. There may be a situation where your computer's broken, or something, or you don't have access to a microphone at this specific time or whatever, but you do have access to a telephone. You can put your telephone number in here. It will call you back, and you just follow the directions in the menu, and you can record your voice by telephone. Here, we're going to record our voice using the computer. If you're using a desktop computer, make sure you have a microphone. If you're using a laptop, I highly recommend that you have a USB headset that has a microphone built in. If you're using the laptop microphone, you'll want to make sure when you finish recording that it's loud enough so that I'll be able to hear it when I listen to it. To record, you press the record button, and a little window should pop up. Click allow, and now it's recording my voice as we speak. When I'm done recording, I can click here. If I like the recording, and now I can click on recording my voice as we speak. When I'm done recording, I can click. Okay. If I like it, it's going to play it back to me. So if I like it, I can click save. If I don't like it, I made a mistake or it doesn't sound right, I can click cancel. If I stopped recording myself because I had to, go answer the door or the dog was barking or something, you can click record more to continue recording. If you click record more, then you click stop recording and it will play the whole thing back to you as one recording. If you like it, click save. If you don't like it, click cancel and try again. If you click save, then once you've clicked save and it's gone to the next part, then you need to immediately, I emphasize, immediately close this window down, return to the main course page. You can do that by clicking on these breadcrumbs here where it says MS Spanish V12 GS Higgins. Right? You can click here to get back to the page that has my picture on it. Then you come down, and remember there were two identical links with the voice activity. You need to then come to the link that has the picture of the hand with the piece of paper. This is 1.00 voice activity, so I'm coming to the hand with the piece of paper 1.00 voice activity. You need to click here and click send for marking and upload a very simple document that just says I completed the 1.00 voice activity, and then submit it. You must do this second step. If you don't do this second step, then I have no way of grading this assignment. Okay. Also, I don't get any notification that you did the assignment. Okay. Only by you coming here and submitting a simple sentence does the course Moodle system then know that you submitted an assignment. If you fail to do this step, then I won't know that you did it, and then I have no way of grading it. And if you did if there was a week where all you did was voice assignments, and then I went in to check to see if you did any work this week, where I go and check, to me it would look like you didn't do any work. But in fact, you were hard at work doing 3 voice assignments. So in order for me to know that you did a voice assignment, you need to do this second step. Okay? So at this point, you will have completed your first assignment for the week. If you still feel like you have some energy and you want to keep going, then you can do another assignment today. If not, you may want to take a break for a day or two and come back and do this second part that I'm about to share with you right now. Okay, so the second thing that you're going to do this week before our 1-week follow-up call is the following. Okay, so you'll remember that we were in the course here, and if you are coming back a couple days later to work on this second assignment, then you'll have to come in here and click in where you left off. So the last thing we did was that voice assignment 1.00 las preparaciones. So you'll want to come in where it says el horario. So you want to click on here, and then it'll open up on that page. Okay, so you'll want to read through this page. Okay, it talks about the structure of the course, the concept of the course a little bit, and then you'll want to click the next button, and you'll notice that the next button brings us right to the 1.02 La Salida. You'll want to work on this page. All right, it asks you to print out this little chart so that you can keep track of your progress. So you might want to print that out and then have it on your desk or have it in your Spanish notebook or Spanish binder. Okay, so once you've printed that out, then you'll want to come here, click the next button, and it brings you to 1.03 La Via Bienvenidos al Mundo Hispano Part 1. Okay, now you'll remember, you will have noticed that each page on here corresponds to a page here. So when I click the next button, when I have been clicking the next button here, it brings us to the next page here. But you need to be careful because sometimes there's more than one page. Okay, so this 1.03, if you come and click on this 1.03 link here has more than one page. So if you click here at 1.03 and read this one page, right? And then go and click on 1.04, there's 2 or 3 pages that you're missing because 1.03 has more than one page to it. Okay, you'll notice that it says click the next arrow button to continue part 2 of this session. Okay, so there's a part 2, so you'll want to be careful with that. Okay, so we're going to come back up here, and I want you to notice the structure of each lesson. The structure of each of these lessons, 1.03, 04, 05, 06, 07, etc. It's lesson, practice, assessment. Lesson, practice, assessment. So you'll see right here we're on the lesson part. So in here you're going to be doing the learning. Okay, I highly suggest that that you make flashcards as you go along. Okay, you may want to go to Walmart, buy some 3x5 flashcards. I like to cut them in half so that they're half the size, and then have a pile of ready to go blank flashcards on your desk or in your backpack. And whenever you come across a new vocabulary word, the first thing you should do is make a flashcard for it. Okay, so here we are on the first page of 1.03. Okay, and every time you see a escucha in Spanish means listen. So there's a little audio link that you can click here. Make sure that your speakers are turned up. If you're in a study hall at school, make sure you're wearing headphones. All right, so you can click here to hear what this as well as read it. So you'll want to work through this page, clicking wherever it says escucha. Also, don't forget, you'll want to click. I was going to say on the page before it shows you how to type the Spanish accents. So on the page before this, it gave you instructions. You'll notice that the I on dia has an accent mark on it. And there, the page before this teaches you how to type on your computer so that those accent marks appear. So you don't want to miss that. All right, so back to here. You'll want to work through this content, clicking wherever it says listen, going to the pages that it tells you to go to, okay? And then keep on working your way down the page, reading and learning, etc., etc., etc. Okay? All this is important information about Spanish. You may want to take some notes as you go. All right? And then you come to the end, and you'll see it says click the next arrow to go to part 2. Okay, if you click directly here, you're going to miss part 2. So we click the next button, and here, here's the part. So here it tells you how to type with accent marks. So that wasn't before, it's right now. So you want to learn how to type with accent marks on your computer. And here it starts giving you Spanish vocabulary. All right, you'll want to read the expressions and listen to them and repeat after them several times. Repeat, repeat, repeat. If you can, I'd listen and repeat at least 10 times, if not 15 or 20. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And because this is new vocabulary, you'll want to pick up a flashcard and make a flashcard with it. If it's not obvious what the meaning is when you're looking at it here, because you'll notice there's no English, if it's not obvious to you what the meaning is, then you'll want to look it up in a dictionary, okay, and then make a flashcard for it. So you're going to want to go through here, reading, listening, making flashcards. Okay, you should be able to guess what buenos dias or buenas tardes or buenas noches means by these pictures and whatnot. But if it's not obvious, you can look them up in a dictionary. That's okay. You can type these into Google Translate. You can copy and paste them into Google Translate. Or if you have a handheld dictionary, that's fine as well. But as you're working, make a flashcard as you go along. Okay, so you're listening, you're repeating, you're making flashcards, etc. All the way down this page. Okay. All right. And now there's some practice. Okay. You can practice this out loud. All right. This is an exchange between Maria and Paco. Practice it out loud. Hola Paco, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? Muy bien, gracias. And you can keep practicing. If it feels awkward when you're speaking, then repeat several times until it doesn't feel so awkward anymore. Okay, working your way down, listening, repeating, listening, repeating. It should take you probably, a half hour to get through this page as you're listening, repeating, making flashcards, etc. Okay. All right, you get to the end of the page. There's a final thing to listen to, and then you click the next button. Okay, you'll notice here we're still on 1.03. So this is 3 pages that's within this 1.03, so you don't want to miss that. You will notice, however, that we're not in lesson anymore. Now you're in practice. Okay, here there's a work file. Click here, download the work file, open it, and if you want, print it out. Okay, and then work through the work file, filling in the blanks, answering the questions. All right, once you're finished, click here to check your answers. Okay, some of them are multiple choice. Actually, I think all of them are should be multiple choice. All right, once you're done, check your answers. If you got anything wrong, check and see why you got them wrong. I would suggest that if you got any of them wrong, print a fresh blank copy and then try and go through the work file again, and then check your answers a second time. Once you're able to go through without making any mistakes, then once you've mastered it, then go on and click to the next page. If you did this work file and then you checked your answers and you got half of them wrong, don't move on to the next part. Study what you got wrong, work with your flashcards, work with the work file, and then print a fresh blank copy and then try it again. And then once you've tried it again, check your answers, and once you got them all right, then move on. Okay, we're still on 1.03, but now you notice that we're on assessment. So now you've made it through the lesson, you've made it through the practice, and now you're going to do the assessment. And you'll notice it says here there's an assignment. Okay, you'll also notice it says there are 2 assignments, not just 1. Okay, so here the first assignment is the discussion voice activity. Remember, I told you to ignore where it tells you to go to the course information area to read the discussion voice activity directions. You can simply ignore that. I already showed you how to do the voice assignments. So it's time to do this new voice activity. You'll notice there's another assignment here, but we're going to wait. We're going to do one thing at a time. All right. So we have an assignment to do. The assignment is listen and respond appropriately in Spanish to the questions posted by your instructor, and include the following information in English. How many countries were you able to name with your relative? Which of the benefits for language learning did you find most interesting? How do you plan to use Spanish in the future? Okay, so the first part, it says, listen to and respond appropriately in Spanish to the questions posted by your instructor. So we come back to the course area. This is the discussion activity. It's the 1.03 discussion activity. So we come back to the course area, remembering this is the page where my picture is. And we come down here and we see that there's 1.03 discussion voice activity. But for this one, it said, listen to what I had to say. And usually when you see that, you scroll down to discussion and you'll see that there's a 1.03 discussion voice activity here. In this place, you'll find an audio, okay? And basically, the audio is the same that is written right here. So it's hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te llamas? Adios. And if you click here where it says play audio,
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te llamas? Adiós.
okay, it will play it for you. And then once it's played it, then you can close that down. If you had troubles understanding it, play it again. You have the text right here. If the text is in front of you, but when you listen to it, it sounds strange, listen to it a few times until it sounds comfortable. Once you're ready, you can click on this link here right behind it to get back to the main course page, and then scroll back down, and then click to record yourself here, right? You already know how to do this because I just showed you right here. As soon as you're done recording yourself, well, I'll just come in here for a second and show you. I'll show you here that the directions have repeated themselves. The only thing that isn't here is the audio part. So you'll want to click where I showed you before so that you can listen to that audio. Okay, but you'll come here, you'll record your voice, you'll save it, and then immediately after recording it, you're going to want to come back to the main course page and then submit a sentence here saying that you completed the 1.03 voice activity. Okay. All right. At this point, you could take a break for a couple days, work on your other courses or whatnot, and then when you're ready, you will come back. And this is the final assignment that you'll do before our 1-week follow-up call. Now, you'll notice if you logged off and then you're going to come back later to do this third assignment, if you click on 1.03, you're going to have to click through all the pages to get to the final assignment page. Okay, so that's a lot of clicking. Okay, but here's a little trick that I'll show you. What you could do is click on the 1.04 La Via Presentaciones, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom and click the back button. And the back button will shoot you back to the very last page of 1.03, okay, on the assignment page. So the second part of the assignment is to do the vocab quiz. Okay, so before you do the vocab quiz, prepare. All right, so you'll want to practice your flashcards. Okay, maybe you can go backwards a little bit, a couple pages, one page, and maybe try the work file again. All right, it's been a couple days. Why don't you do the work file again like you did a couple days before? See if you still remember everything. Do some practice, brush up on what you forgot, and then come and do the 1.03 vocab quiz. All right. To do the 1.03 vocab quiz, you're going to want to come down here and click where it says 1.03 vocab quiz and complete the quiz. What you do want to know is that in this vocab quiz, some of it's multiple choice, some of it is fill in the blank. The fill in the blank, I have to grade myself. So when you're done taking this quiz, if you did all the multiple choice parts correctly, it's only going to show that you got a 40%. Don't be all upset that you studied so hard and worked so hard, but you only got a 40%. There are some questions in there that I need to go and grade. And as soon as I grade them, then your actual grade, likely 100, because you studied very hard, your actual grade will be there. Once you complete the quiz, you are ready for our 1-week follow-up call. Now, I recommend that if you chose to do your VLACS Spanish on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, for example, or Tuesday and Thursdays, what I highly recommend is that you do look at your flashcards every day. Test yourself on your flashcards every day. If you don't ace it and get all of your flashcards right, then take out the flashcards that were giving you trouble, practice them and study them again, and then try testing yourself again on all the flashcards until you get them right. So even on the days that you're not coming into VLACS to do work and submit assignments, make sure that you have your flashcards with you and that you are looking at those every day. Learning a language really is memorizing a lot of vocabulary, and the only way to do that successfully is to practice every day and review every day. So, you are now ready for our 1 week follow-up call. I look forward to catching up with you. Adios!